Okay, I'm going to show you guys how to use Glogster so that you kind of have a jump start on this. When you open up Glogster, it shows you all these different templates. There's a vertical one, which was the one I used. There's horizontal, and all these different ones. I'll use horizontal just for some variety. So you click on it. I'm using a Mac, so for those of you using a PC, it might look a little bit different from this. It takes a second to load depending on how fast your internet is. And what you see is the first is this poster template. So they have a wall already up, which is this green color, and this is basically the background. They've put a video in here, and this is a text box, and then this is a graphic. So you can see what these things are by clicking on them, and it says graphics, this one says text, and of course this one says video. So I don't really want to use any of these, so I'm just going to go ahead and click on them once, and then if I click on the trash can, I can get rid of them. I will show you with this text box a few things. You can rotate these by clicking on the little curved arrows. You can, of course, make them bigger or smaller by clicking on the corners, just like you can in most other types of software that uses stuff. So if I want to edit the text in here, I can just double click on it and I can edit the text. And if I want to change the font size, all I have to do is highlight it. And I go over here to this ABL. And this gives me different choices for fonts. They have quite a few. Now, if you want to use something like bold font or italicized font, not all of these allow that. So all of these that I've been clicking on only allow underlined font. I know that because this is the one in dark and these two are still shaded. If I go back up to this fonten, all of them are available, so I can turn my text italics or I can make it bold. The other thing this does is it centers the text, or you can left justify or right justify it, and if I want to change the font size, I can go ahead and do that right in here. And if you do have font that's too large, it will put the scroll bar up. So if you still want the text to be really big, you can do that, and you'll just, the person who's viewing your poster will be able to scroll through the text. If I want to change the text color, all I have to do is click around this color wheel, and I can change the text color, which is kind of neat. And it helps if you're putting text over pictures that you can change the color, because sometimes the black doesn't show up. So I can edit the text that way. If I want to add more text though, what I can do is I go up here to this left editing module area and I click on text. And there's gallery text, which are all these different types, which is what actually that little call out thing is from the gallery text. I'm trying to find it in here. But there's all these different texts, and you can use one of those, and what it does is it just allows you to enter the text in this leaf. So, and as you can see, I have lost my editing, and what I have is a scroll bar. And so that's one of the challenging things about these little text modules, is that if you want to actually see everything you're typing, they're kind of small, and so you have to use really small font. So they can be a little bit harder. The other thing you can do, if I hit apply, is I can make this bigger, and it kind of scales the text with you. So if I want to go back and make this a little bit bigger, I can. But I just want to enter basic text. That's what I used mostly on mine, so I just click basic text, and this box is highlighted, and I hit use it. And what happens is my text shows up here, and so if I touch this, I get all the editing symbols, and I can edit it. So I'm going to go ahead and close this out. If I double click on these, it allows me just to go ahead and edit the text with whatever I want to use. And the stuff that I ended up playing around with the most when I made my poster was like trying to get the text to wrap. So, you know, in a normal paragraph form text like Word or something, the text will wrap. But here you have to use, you have to make your own paragraphs So it can be kind of frustrating. Or you can pull it like this, but sometimes it doesn't always work out very well. And again, I can, even if I only want to change part of the text, I can make some of it big, some of it small, some of it different font. You can play around with it. Okay, so that's how you use the text tool, which is probably going to be the one that you use the most. The other thing you're going to want to add are graphics. So I had a bunch of graphics in mind. They supply all these graphics for you. Actually, I didn't have a bunch of graphics. What I had was a bunch of images, sorry. So you can use any of these graphics. I did have a few like that. The bird in mine, I think, was from these graphics. And you can kind of scroll through the different subject areas and pick, you know, if you want a bird, you can just drag it on there, or you can hit use it and it'll pop up. And now I have both of those on there. I want to add an image. Images, these were things I grabbed off of Google and then saved to my computer, and I uploaded them, and once they were uploaded I was able to use them, and so I have this nice picture of a buck and I'll use it. And so if I want to basically change things like bring things to the front or send them to the back, you can do that by pushing the button. So right now I've overlaid this text, but you can't read it because it's been sent to the back. So you have to find it, and then you're going to bring it. I'm trying to remember which one of these brings it to the front. That one does. So this one brings it to the front, and that one sends it to the back. And so now you can have the text overlay a photo, or you could have the text overlay a graphic. So you can always delete things. You can make them bigger or smaller depending on what you want. And then I'll show you how to change the wall. You can use any images from your gallery, but from your My Images gallery, but I like their gallery. They just have all these pretty simple backgrounds. So if I wanted to, where's the papers? I'll go to papers and just use some lined paper. I click use it, and it changes the background. So it's pretty simple, pretty easy to figure out. Up here I can put, you know, they've got the title, and I'll just put forestry poster. And then you can click save and share, and it should save it and be available for future editing. And when you're finished with your poster, what you're going to do is you're just going to go ahead, and once you had the final poster, you're going to copy this address up here and post it in the forum posting, and that way we can all view your poster. The other thing you can do is email the poster, and it'll send you the link, and you can get the HTTP address that way. I hope this helps.